Oh boy. Today I'll be reacting to The Dangerous Gen X Face It. My friends, this title seems crazy and I have a lot of Gen X people with me. Yeah. How do I know that? Look at all the chat saying, haha, I'm Gen X, haha, I'm Gen X. Okay, a lot of people here that are Gen X, so they can fact check this with me. André, are you doing a live? Yes, I am doing a live, my friend, and you can participate on my live every Sunday because I will go live every Sunday. I end up repeating myself, but you got the point. That said, before I go into that, by the way, all of those people you are seeing there, beautiful people. That said, before I go into that, let me ask you for one thing. If you can leave a like, thank you so much. Is the best way to show support. Now, if you can subscribe, well, in that case, forget about it. You... Okay, chat, we end up talking about this. You what? 1 second. You make my day. Okay, see, you guys are all saying you make my day, but you really make my... Lewis is watching right now. Lewis, how are you doing? I'm in the middle of the video, and now my introduction is totally destroyed. Well, thank you, my friends. No, but for real, welcome here, my friend. If you guys are not aware, Lewis is live on Twitch right now. Don't ask me why he's on YouTube. I actually have no idea. But he is live on Twitch right now, so feel free to share with them some love on Twitch. A lot of you guys don't use Twitch, but if you use Twitch, there is a British guy that does crazy reactions there, our friend Lewis. That said, Lewis, I have to react to the video that you reacted to. It's a reactingception, you get the point. My friends, we go into this. Lewis will be watching. I don't know, maybe not, but let's play it.
If you grew up as Generation X, then it's probably a miracle you even survived. At least that's what the modern world tells us. Many of the things that were normal back then are now taboo.
Okay.
In this video, we will have a look back and wonder how Gen X kids even survived.
Okay, my friends, first question. Here in Portugal, all kids, especially men, of course, played soccer. I mean football. Soccer. But how common in America for men to play American football? All kids play American football back in the day. Nowadays, maybe less because of all the injuries that we are aware. Is this fair to say?
In this video, we will have a look back and wonder how Gen X kids even survived. Television wasn't everything, but it was still pretty important. If you were a kid in the 70s, then you probably did not even have cable. Most people relied on a television antenna, which was usually rabbit ears and tinfoil.
See, okay, my friend, Gen X is from what years, starts at what year? Can someone tell me? Because there is a very important thing here talking about this type of stuff. Gen X starts in the 60s? In the 70s? In the 50s? I don't know. I think that should have been the first question I end up asking. I grew up playing football and soccer. Okay. John, that's amazing. Oh, man. Gen X in the house? 60 to 80s. Okay. See, that's depressing, actually, because I grew up with that and I'm a millennial. That's how behind Portugal was compared to America. In the 90s, those are still popular because those have been popular here. Even early 2000s, I actually believe I had one of those. Yeah, that's sad.
However, there were some households that used an antenna that was mounted on top of the roof.
Okay, I want to make one thing clear. You still see a lot of those here in Portugal. Less right now, but I would say 10 years ago, those are everywhere. This is not everywhere in America. My friends, you guys don't have this?
Every so often, this antenna would need to be adjusted thanks to some wind or weather. This became a family affair. Dad, of course, was in charge of the picture, so he was right in front of the television. One of the kids would be up on top of the roof and ready to receive instructions from the relay of the rest of the family spread out from Dad.
Wait, you send the kid to the top of the roof?
No one ever thought anything about kids being on the roof and then falling off. Most kids got up there anyways just to get a better view of the neighborhood or the stars. Many newer roofs are much more steep, and that might be considered child abuse to send your kid up there. I guess it's a good thing that people don't have to deal with antennas on the roof.
And wait, oh man, I feel like we are so behind this.
Summers as a kid were all...
You know what I'm realizing? I'm not a Gen X, but what you guys end up facing in America was so delayed to Portugal that I'm a Gen X, if that makes sense, even if I'm not. That's actually crazy.
Antennas on the roof. Summers as a kid were always fun, and why wouldn't it be? You were out of school, and that meant you could spend more time with your friends.
Oh, yeah.
But with all that running around outside, you were bound to get thirsty. There's nothing quicker and more refreshing than a sip from the garden hose. Of course, you had to let it run a while before it got cool enough to drink, but it certainly had a distinctive taste. When is the last time that you've seen a kid do this?
Oh my god, that's so depressing. Oh, that's true. I don't remember when I saw a kid drinking. Oh.
It's supposed to be unhealthy, yet here we are. But occasionally...
Oh, okay. Oh, come on. You guys are all eating the chat, so you guys all survivors.
Occasionally, I still take a sip from the garden hose. The garden hose was also connected to a couple other activities that parents today may consider them to be too dangerous. The first one was the slip and slide.
Okay, we go back on this one. We go back on this one because you guys are all saying that you still drink from it. But, okay, just trying to make a counterpoint. Because I agree with you, first of all. But the soils nowadays, the earth is contaminated comparing back in the day. This is a fair argument, right? So the water right now have worse quality than back in the day. Number one, if you agree. Number two, if I'm crazy. No, number one, if you agree. The number two, you should not use it.
The garden hose was also connected to a couple other activities that parents today may consider them to be too dangerous. The first one was the slip and slide.
Okay, this I never did.
The older editions of the slip and slide were a little bit more dangerous, and some kids broke bones or chipped teeth on these, but just about everyone slid off the end or over the side and got a grass or rock burn.
Everyone is leaving number two, I'm crazy. Wait, but my friends, this makes sense? No? Right now, there is more pollution. Because of that, the soil, the earth, and the water is inside. You guys know what I'm trying to say?
Burn. Believe it or not, they still sell these, but they are a little bit safer.
Okay, anyone ever did this? See, this will be a long reaction because I'm going to fact check all of the things here. Anyone ever did this? I want to know, my friends. Anyone ever did this?
This next item, however, I'm not so sure about. As kids, we all enjoyed playing in the water sprinkler, but some of these sprinklers could be pretty rough. This one in particular was really dangerous.
What the hell is that?
It had a solid steel base that could certainly hurt if you stubbed a toe on it or fell on it, but that wasn't the dangerous part. When the water ran through the sprinkler, it would move.
Oh, people are saying yes, they did the slip and slide thing. Okay, it's fun. I did. Okay. Oh, man.
The metal fan blade at the top. At that point, it was like a little saw blade that was spinning fast on top, and it could cut through little water-soaked toes and feet.
Okay, that's crazy.
Kids were fast learners, though. If they got cut once, they would be sure to clear it the next time.
Well, that's a nice approach. If you cut your leg, next time you have no leg.
Kids in our day used to be outside a lot, and we loved it. That worked out great because most of our parents really didn't want us.
Sorry, my friends, I will pause so many times today. How do you call this game in America? Because the name we have here, I don't think is... Okay, we call this... I believe is actually a racist name, so I should share up. I guess I can say it. This is basically... The translation is so weird. It's the Chinese monkey game. How do you call this? No, it's not. That's a different game. Never mind, my friend. Never mind about the Chinese monkey. It's a different name. How do you call this? Oh, okay. Okay.
Us inside the house anyways. As a result, kids spend a lot of time out in the sun. And
okay, the Chinese monkey thing, let's all pretend you guys didn't. Never mind.
Sunblock? We had no idea what that was. Are you talking about a hat or a shade tree?
Wait, we have to go back here. Sorry.
Great, because most of our parents really didn't want us inside the house anyways. As a result, kids spend a lot of time out in the sun. And sunblock? We had no idea what that was. Are you talking about
no sun protection, and you guys spent all of these hours on the street? Man, internet probably was so slow back in the day, right, my friends?
a hat or a shade tree? At most, we may have depended on SPF 4, and that's only if we were super cautious. Everyone was exposed to the sun, and many of us would compare sunburns at the end of the day. When our skin started peeling, we would see who could
Oh my god, why are you showing that?
peel off the biggest flake. Oh look, that one looks like Texas. It also wasn't uncommon to see teen girls and young women laying out and trying to get that golden beach tan. Quite often, they would speed up this process by using either coconut oil or tanning oil. Today, most kids get lathered up with anything from 30 SPF to 100 SPF.
Yeah, people really spray the kids nowadays. And André, are you going to do that for Santiago? 100%. My kid will be so white after going to the beach, you know. No internet until the 90s. My friends, I had internet I remember actually. But to be fair, I had internet a bit late. But I had internet on my computer, of course, on 2005 or 2006. They did, yeah. Depressing.
Parents in those days certainly didn't have to watch us like the parents do today. They not only trusted us, but they also trusted our friends and the rest of the community. Parents realized that we needed to do things on our own, and that was how we were going to learn. However, if they were watching and we happened to get hurt, there was no doubt that they were going to be laughing as long as...
You know what? We go back here. What the hell was going on in America with this type of hairstyle? Ladies, we have a lot of ladies watching right now. I'm going to wait a second for you guys to answer. What was going on? Not the first time I see people, Gen X people when they are young, and this was the hair. Anyone had the... You know, it's a bit voluminous, if you know what I mean. No? I still had fun. Okay.
We're watching and we happened to get hurt, there was no doubt that they were going to be laughing as long...
Someone said I had internet is in the 80s. Bobby. So you are 20 years ahead of me.
as it wasn't life-threatening. Bikes were everything to a Gen X kid, and they provided us a freedom that we couldn't get from anything else. We could
you guys ended up using helmet. I'm sure about that at least, right?
go on adventures that were hours away from home, and for the most part, our parents had no idea where we were at. We also used our bikes to jump some pretty shady ramps. We could do a lot.
Okay, this ramp thing was really a thing. Not only ladies had that there, men also had that there. No way.
With some plywood and bricks, and it was hours of entertainment.
Okay.
As we look back on our childhoods and compare it to modern kids...
Trisha said no helmets. But what if you fell? You know, if you guys hit with the head, you can die. Wait.
Kids are weak these days. Parents have become so overprotective that kids can't be kids anymore.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, if Santiago falls, I don't care at all. I actually care. No, you are correct, my friend. You are on point. Thank you so much for the $5. Really means a lot, my friend.
It's hard to believe that we did all those bike adventures
you guys agree
with
that
no helmet or...
Wait, no helmet. Okay, damn it, it's true. You guys agree that the parents nowadays are a bit, too much?
Compare it to modern kids, it's hard to believe that we did all those bike adventures with no helmet or knee pads. This picture pretty well.
This picture is AI, probably. I saw this picture a lot of times already. I assume this is not a real picture. I assume this is something that you put on ChatGPT and, let's see if all the ends are here. You know what? Actually looks real. And the crazy part about this, there is an adult right there watching. It's actually crazy, right?
Well sums up the generation.
Nope, we did this. Stephanie. That is real. It's real. I'm the kid on the bike. That kid is my husband. Okay.
This kid is jumping his bike off of a super tall ramp. Notice that he has no helmet, knee pads, or elbow pads. Just pure fun adventure. If this
Okay, but if this happened, there was a lot of injuries.
Evel Knievel lands short, then the kid on the end.
Yes, this is real. This is how we lived back then. Okay.
Pure fun adventure. If this Evel Knievel lands short, then the kid on the end is in trouble. And occasionally that did happen. As you look at the kids on the side, you can tell that they are worried about this because they've seen it happen themselves. But the best part about this photo is there's a dad sitting on the front steps and he's smoking a cigarette while he's waiting to see who gets hurt first. For him...
Wait, he's smoking. Donation. Wait.
Please stop shadow banning me.
What, Chris? Chris, okay. I want to make you one thing clear. You are not shadow banned. I don't even have mods. So if people start spamming, I don't even know how to stop them. But thank you so much for the $2. But you are not shadow banned. I can guarantee you that.
And he's smoking a cigarette while he's waiting to see who gets hurt first. For him, this is as good as any gong show on television.
Someone said, the dad helped build the ramp.
Back in those days, cigarette smoke was everywhere, and you couldn't avoid secondhand smoke if you wanted to.
See, this is still... okay, nowadays maybe less again. 20 years ago, this was a big problem. People smoked everywhere. But in Europe, people smoke quite more than in America. I'm talking about cigarettes. The other stuff you guys smoke more than us, I feel like.
In fact, most of us had at least one parent that smoked. Parents would send their kids into convenience stores to purchase cigarettes while they waited out in the car. Usually the clerk would just look at...
We all smoked? Oh, that's why you guys say all the time, what are you smoking? Because that brings memories from the past.
...out and get a nod from the parent, which would signal that it was okay to buy the cigarettes. If the parents were not around, then the kid probably needed a note from the parents saying that it was okay to buy the cigarettes. These notes were never all that official, and it might be written on a notepad.
Donation, wait.
So do Portuguese people know who Evel Knievel was? That's why the pic is real. Everyone wanted to be like him.
Who? My friends, who is that person? First of all, my friend, thank you so much for the donation. It really means a lot. My friends, all the donations here, I said this back in the day, but I'm going to say it again. I'm going to use them to my trip in America. So I just want to make this clear. But yeah, thank you so much for that. But who is that person? After the video, we may take a look at that person if you guys want.
Scratch a paper or the back of a receipt. Dear clerk, please sell a carton of cigarettes. Thanks.
Evel Knievel? That sounds... I probably know that. Oh, man. Should I take a look? Give me a second. Okay, give me a second, my friends. I have to take a look. Evel Knievel. That sounds very familiar. I'm not going to lie. Evel Knievel. Okay, never mind. I have no idea who the hell is this man. But the name sounds so familiar. Kind of crazy. And is a crazy name. Okay, anyone watching knows this gentleman? Gonna put on the screen. Anyone watching knows him? Oh, Evel. I said he. Oh man. Do you guys know him? Number one, if you know him. And I may do a reaction on him after this. I may do a reaction on him. My friends, I'm telling you, I have no idea what the hell this man does. I think he's tricks with the bike, but very famous. Everyone in America knows him. You guys feel like that's true? Okay, that's interesting. That's really interesting. I had no idea, to be fair with you, my friends. Okay, let's continue with the video. Oh, wow. Look at the... Oh my God, all of you guys are leaving number one right now. Wait, you all know this gentleman? My friends, by the way, we are almost 400 people watching and we have almost 500 likes. That's crazy. And a bit sad because it means that people end up leaving. That said, I still appreciate that. You can still leave a like. Let's continue.
Mom, can you...
Wait, we have to go back a bit.
If the parents were not around, then the kid probably needed a note from the parents saying that it was okay to buy the cigarettes.
Okay.
These notes were never all that official, and it might be written on a notepad, scratch of paper, or the back of a receipt. Okay. Dear clerk, please sell Rhett a carton of cigarettes. Thanks, Mom. Can you believe that actually worked? There's no chance that kids could ever do that today.
Wait. Donation?
I fell out of the car when I was 7. Went around a corner, fell out. No one took me to the hospital even though my face was all bloody.
Car safety was...
Okay, that's sad. Trisha, sorry for that. Honestly, I don't know if you are saying that proud because we are seeing crazy stuff. So maybe you are saying that proud in a weird way. Or if you are a bit depressed about that. I'm going to go with the second. Sorry for that, my friend, for real. I mean, of course, that's really sad. But I hope you are, I was about to say, I hope you are doing well, but that was years ago. You are doing well for sure.
Ever do that today? Car safety was something else that most people didn't take too seriously.
What do you mean?
In the US, it became mandatory that every car manufactured after 1968 had to have seatbelts installed in them.
Okay, my friends. Okay, the seatbelt thing, I forgot. Oh my, seatbelt was not a thing. Okay, we go into that in a second. So, my friends, anyone here ever in your life, André, I'm 60, I'm 80, that does not matter. In your lifetime, did you, pay attention, my friends, ever did this or similar? And do you guys remember wagons in America? Because I feel like they are kinda, rare nowadays. Maybe they are not a thing, actually. They are everywhere here, by the way. Wagons is a huge thing. Did you guys ever did this? Yes? Everyone is saying yes again. My friends, but okay, let's all be honest here. Why you guys stopped making wagons? Maybe you guys call me crazy, but I think they are beautiful cars, actually. I think they are amazing family cars. Yes and yes. I'm a millennial and I did that. Tim, I'm a millennial too. We need to be friends. Yes, back of pickups. Okay, that's even more crazy. Lol, of course we all did it. I mean, lol. How can I know, my friend? Heck yeah. Vans became more popular. Okay. Interesting. Wait, donation, my friends. 1 second.
Thank you for the great content.
Oh,
You are the
thank
best
you.
European reactor by far. The rest are crap in comparison.
Okay, relax, my friend. What?
But
Okay, thank you so much. But with all the respect to you, I think there is a lot of amazing people from the UK. Actually, most people are from the UK, but I think that all of them are pretty great, to be fair, my friend. But I really appreciate that you enjoy my content a bit more, maybe, right?
manufactured after 1968 had to have seatbelts installed in them. But
Look at that comment, sorry. And we go back again. I'll always hit the like button before watching André. Donation.
That's what I meant about falling out of a car. No seat belts. I was fine.
Okay, Trisha, you are a tough, a tough one.
manufactured after
Thank you so much.
1968 had to have seatbelts installed in them. But wearing them was more of a recommendation rather than a
Oh my god. Okay, this is AI, right? Now this is not a real. See, this is not a real photo because this brand is not a thing in America. This is some ChatGPT brand, Buki. What the hell is this? Is this Russian? Buki? No. This is not a thing, right?
requirement until the mid 1980s. Until then, we stood up on the front seat so that we could see up over the dash, and our dad's arm was our seatbelt and airbag.
Oh my. Wait,
My
donation.
mother passed away a month ago tomorrow. Her last day we were watching your videos. You made her smile the day before she passed away. Thank you.
Another thing
Sorry, my friend. Thank you so much for saying that. So I just want to ask you one thing. I got a message on Facebook. Are you the person that I talked with? Sorry for your loss. Oh, sorry, my friends.
Station wagons were today's SUVs.
No, I know, my friend. The SUVs are everywhere in America, right? Thank you so much. Oh, I'm sorry for your loss, my friend. I don't know if he's the same person, but I knew about the lady that ended up watching me on the hospital with her daughter. Sad man. Sorry, my friends. I can't. This was in a different mood, but I even end up sending. I'm not sure if it's the same person. Maybe it's not. So I don't know. That's why I'm not saying names. But I would not say names either way. But I even end up sending an audio to that person, to audio, you know. But yeah.
the dash, and our dad's arm was our seatbelt and
Did that person the chat I'm? Did that person said if it's the same person I'm thinking? If someone I the chat I did not look at the chat, and the chat now end up going a bit too fast. She was happy, André. I hope so. Kat, are you the person that ended up talking with me on Facebook? Just tell me that, please.
Seriously, you are so much better and better looking than the UK reactors.
Come on. Thank you so much. I mean, I'm not better looking than them, that's for sure. But thank you. Oh, it is there. Okay. Okay. Thank you. Sorry, my friend. Much love, for real.
And the airbag. Another thing that we would do is lay up on the back dash and pick our noses as we looked at the cop car behind us. We thought it was super fun when Dad had to slam on the brakes and we came flying out of that back window and slammed into the back of the front seat. Back then, we had to learn how to take a fall, and the crazy thing about it...
Okay, friends, we have to go a bit back, and if I put this on YouTube, I will cut this part. No, but it is sad, of course, right, my friends? I guess you guys understand. Can I get some earth emoji in the chat right now for that person? Because losing your mother is one of the worst feelings in the world. No, Kat. I mean, I actually appreciate that you end up saying that. Oh, Luis is here. Luis, maybe that lady also ended up watching you because. Oh, thank you so much for leaving the heart emoji, my friends. I know there is a lot of people in the chat that also end up, maybe back in the day losing, your mother, your father or something. And you guys know how that probably hurts, right? No, Lewis is really good looking. I don't even know what you guys are talking about. And you look at Adam. Adam is so strong, and also really good looking. André, are you talking about men? Yes, I mean, let's all be real. You guys can see when a man is beautiful.
Until the mid-1980s. Until then, we stood up on the front seat so that we could see up over the dash, and our dad's arm was our seatbelt and the airbag. Another thing that we would do is lay up on the back dash and pick our noses as we looked at the cop car behind us. We thought it was...
Okay, this photo is wild. Let's all go back here. I know it's difficult to make this transition, but let's be real, my friends. We have to do it. This photo is wild.
Super fun when Dad had to slam on the brakes and we came flying out of that back window and slammed into the back of the front seat. Back then, we had to learn how to take a fall, and the crazy thing about it is we couldn't wait to get back up there and
Your
try it
moment
again.
of silence was honorable André prayers.
Oh, thank you, my friend. No, for sure.
Pickup trucks were not as common as what you see today, and people that had boats would haul them with regular cars, even Cadillacs. And when Dad needed lumber, it was going on the roof of the car so that it could come home. He would tie it down a little, but it was still our job to help hold the lumber down as it was stacked on the roof.
What?
So there we were.
It's okay. See, my friends, it's difficult to look at these photos and think this was real. This is a bit... This one, for sure, people are trolling a bit here, right?
Standing up on the seat, halfway out the window, clinging to the lumber on top, while Dad had his hand on our waistband to keep us from falling out. Somehow his other hand was busy holding down the lumber on his side, which is pretty incredible to think about. At the same time, he was also steering the car, shifting gears, and smoking a cigarette. Okay. It's no wonder that we thought he could do anything. Remember some of the other activities we did? We all had toys that are considered dangerous now, but back then it was completely normal. Lawn darts was one of those toys.
Long dart to play on the field?
Weighted sharp point could penetrate anything if you didn't get the heck out of the way. Clackers, click-clacks, or knockers had the possibility of shattering and sending shards of plastic flying through the air like shrapnel.
Holy.
Yet somehow some of these clackers survived. In fact, here...
So do you guys recognize this type of toys, my friends? Are you guys recognizing those toys? Or is this something that you are not aware?
Is my pair from the 70s. Back then, we learned how to entertain ourselves with the simplest of things. Do you remember making long chains from soda and beer can pull tabs?
No?
According to what they say today, we could have been badly cut at any moment, yet most of us had minor cuts, if any. But one dangerous activity that we all did was kite fighting. Remember this one? You would fasten razor blades to the side of your kite and then swoop it down so that you could cut the string of your friend's kite. If you were
Holy. You know what? I tried to do this when I was a kid. It did not fly.
successful, then that kite would keep flying forever. But if your kite took a nosedive to the ground, then you better be quick and get out of the way of those razor blades. BB guns were another item that was quite common. Kids could go all
So this thing, BB guns, my friends, this does not hurt, right?
over town with one on the front of their handlebars, and the BB wars would certainly get intense.
So can this kill a bird? Because if this can kill a bird, this hurts.
Back then, we definitely did not have safety at the top of our list when those broke out. Firecrackers were certainly a lot more accessible than they are today. It seemed
What the hell is a firecracker?
like you could pop them off in every city,
Oh my god!
and it was perfectly legal. Did you ever set off some fireworks and then place
BB guns hurt? Oh, they hurt? Yes, they hurt. Okay. Yes, they can kill a bird. You can pull out the eye of a kid. What?
them into your Tonka truck and roll it into the driveway where some neighborhood girls were playing jacks so that you could get their attention? No? Well, I guess that was just me then. Speaking of jacks, they were definitely something painful to step on if you were barefoot.
What? This was for kids. Yo, my friends, you guys are really tough. With all the respect, my friends, tough and crazy. I hope you guys don't take me wrong on this one, my friends. But you guys are a bit crazy and tough at the same time.
Perfectly legal. Did you ever set off some fireworks and then place them into your Tonka truck and roll it into the driveway where some neighborhood girls were playing jacks so that you could get their attention?
No. But I played some Pokemon cards.
No? Well, I guess that was just me then. Speaking of jacks, they
Yeah.
were definitely something painful to step on if you were barefoot. Any parent today that complains about a Lego being stepped on has probably never really stepped on a jacks. These things would completely hide in the shag carpet, and they were like little soldiers that were waiting to ambush you.
Why all the metal things, my friends?
With all that time that you spent on the
Someone said we had grenades. If you are in the military, of course. Not if you are a person on the street.
bicycle, then I'm sure that you probably came in contact with at least one of these.
So these ones I remember having a bike with those, and yeah, this could hurt you quite bad.
One slip of the foot and this pedal could travel up your leg like a vegetable peeler. Kids today know nothing about that level of pain.
Well, but to be fair here, my friends, I remember having a bike with those. Like I said, Portugal very late. But thank God they are plastic or PVC. I don't even know, but I assume they are plastic, and I think that's better. They broke more, of course, but...
Here is something else that could be really painful. These chairs were really comfortable to lay in, but when you got up, you had lines going all across your skin.
What?
But that wasn't the worst part. They were not the easiest to adjust. You had to bend them all the way in so that you could adjust them further out. One wrong move and the hinges of these torture devices could snap down on you like a bear trap and take off a chunk of skin. Are these chairs even sold today?
Similar to that, but I never saw with... No. This is not a thing here. I mean, they are similar, but not like this.
Despite all the dangers that were lurking all around us, it really was a special time to grow up in.
You know one thing that I really like about the bikes you guys did, my friends? It's kind of cool the way they end up... What's the famous moto? Harley Davidson, right? That is the same shape. It's really cool, actually.
us, it really was a special time to grow up in. People were friendly and neighbors were someone that you could count on. Some
Okay.
of the dangers that we see today are completely different than what we faced. Do you have any special memories that you would like to share? Let
My friends, if you have any special memories, share right now. This was a great video, right, my friends? Actually, number one, if you had a good time with this video, because this was a tremendous video. There was an emotional part there, so sorry for that, my friends. But of course, it's always touching to see that type of stuff. But overall, the video really good, right? Number one, if this video was really good.